And I'm nervous here for Wisła. The good news is they're starting off on the CD side, but a pistol round win would go a long way to kind of stabling their kind of confidence after that first map loss.
Well, we shall see. Slow start in from 1win. Grouping up outside of B, trying to, again, as always, just keep the CTs guessing what's going on. Smoke out towards Xbox is pretty common, but then it is the pistol, so are they going to end up using it? Looks like that might just be the case. Jedka left alone in pit. Bit of support around the corner from Goofy with the flashes. Smoke goes down. Flash in through the double doors, and that looks to be the move, at least to gain a little bit of information, then back up towards short. So really giving the run around here to Wisła. No kills as yet. A minute left, and you might even see the bomb go down with only 1, maybe 2 kills coming in. Depends what Spiro's got to say. Great flash comes over the top. He finds one head. It's Goofy, who's set up for a few more, though. However, out from long, has to deal with him. Does a good job of doing so, and now a 2-on-3 with a low HP Flamey looks pretty challenging, he says. USB comes in. Thank goodness the flank was there. Out of ammo. Goofy still somehow alive. Deco can't finish him off. And Wisła, they will indeed get that pistol.
Picking up where Ancient left off in terms of the chaos. And you have to say Goofy, I think he was playing in towards long and then gave it up. He found 1 kill all the way on towards the long corner. Yeah, his teammate died in pit, and then he found a really important frag. If he doesn't find that kill, it's round over, 100%. And Goofy at the end there. Goofy with the jumps. Just about stays alive. And 1win. Can see the pistol. Decided to force up here in the second, and finding 2 early frags. What is going on here? It's falling apart from Wisła after such a brilliant pistol round.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the B-bomb site falls. I think that's got to be a save. Wow. Maybe all part of the plan, mate. Lose the pistol. Win the force buy. Sure, everyone at home watching knows how it goes, but it ruins your economy, especially on the CT end of things. So 1win. Not too bothered about losing the pistol now, but yeah, that's very worrying. You know, a fast round comes in, something a bit more conventional for a 1-win round, and they just crumble.
Hopefully, at the very least, they can hold on to these guns, but Bowstar 2 picks. Was he the player that came out of B tunnels at the start?
Yeah.
How does he find those frags? Where's the utility here from Wisła? Did they just buy too many M4s and not have the nades? We get 1 kill on the cross. Bowstar gets in towards B. I think he'd already found a kill there on towards window at that point. And it just completely crumbles. Pulls apart there for the Wisła guys. And now they're the ones forcing up. And suddenly 1win, 3 AKs and M4 in play. They're in such a strong position now.
Goofy, though, with the opener. Glowing has to find this kill, therefore. And he will, just about. Still low HP bars over on that T side of things. Wisła definitely making it challenging for them here. So, really important round on both sides of the equation. And a really winnable round on both sides of the equation.
Still 3 smokes here. But 1win is Goofy. Playing around here on Catwalk. Finds the first. Can't connect with the second. So he finds 1 kill. And 1win probably know it's solo A. They've also just got confirmation it's solo B. So just pick your site and keep it simple. But they're going to run out straight into Jedka. 2-on-2. Information as well. Might have even spotted the bomb. And now Snatchy can set up perfectly for it. It's only the scout though. So he's got to connect these shots. He takes the first low. Pistol in hand. Glowing does get the trade as Snatchy peeks out. As this round has been absolutely bonkers. We're left in a 1-on-1 and bombs in the open. Jedka's going to win it. And 1win needed to hit the pause button there big time after finding those kills. That would have been such an easy round.
Will be kicking themselves, and I think we're in for a bit more of it, aren't we, here on Dust2. 1win. Just picking up crazy pace and... yeah, not catching themselves. Not
here, you don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything. You probably even know where the last 2 are. and they go the one place where they can get spotted from A and B out mid with no CT smoke, I'm sorry, but that's too big of a mistake. And now they've been punished.
Yep. Lack of patience, lack of discipline gets the better of them. In, again, a super winnable and a must-win round. Flamey with a broken spray down, but he does find the player at the top of the totem pole, and now the burst's going to come in once again. Flash deals with Snatchy, gets him off at the very least. Someone's got to grab the bomb, though, guys. They're feeling their way towards Snatchy. He gets 3 off the back of a nice flash. Does get traded. Spiro's here up close. This is just crazy. He'll find his kill, and now it's all just onto Fostar again after a nice early opener from 1win. Looked to be a nice move, but they're not quite put together enough to take out Snatchy. They left the bomb behind, which might have been part of that move going south. Yeah, this needs... We've got the dial up to bloody 25 at the minute, and it's just a bit too high.
Feels like it. The good news is that that terrorist economy is now completely broken. It's going to be an exceedingly heavy eco. So at least in the Wisła camp, this is their first chance. Maybe even for an Ancient as well, from in the mix as well. Their first chance to have any sort of a breather and potentially have an easier round as Sparrow gets aggressive. He's going to die, but I don't think that gun can be recovered.
Nice nade as well. Backed up by the rifles. Snatchy eats a dink, so, you know, maybe back off and let everyone else deal with it. And he will indeed. So, there you are. Quick rounds. Something that makes a bit more sense. Which is great. Because I think we wanted some normalcy. They'll be back in with a buy, though. Still not going to be the best. Glowing on a scout.
Good long spawns. They're going to take it.
Yeah, true. I don't know, man. This is maybe what they're after, though, right? Spawns like this surely got to work for them, and they have to indeed make them work. Goofy goes crazy through the smoke. Finds a kill, gets that pit control. Nades are absolutely massive. They will finally get one, but very quickly they've got to recover numbers back. Glowing really just wants an AK, for goodness sake. And there's not really one around. Goofy going to get mollied out. Smoked down immediately. Will be traded. Snatched on the AWP. Needs dealing with quickly, and Travis has done so. Oh my goodness. Again. Such a crazy round, but a 2v2 and an open A bomb site, in fairness.
Yeah, I think that smoke was Snatchy's and didn't really help his teammate in the end. Made it easier to kind of isolate him in pits. But nevertheless, 2v2. 2 smokes. So they can put down those cross smokes if they so desire. But knowing the AWP's dead, a good case here just to group up and swing it together. And that indeed is going to be the case as Sparrow goes to work. It looks a little bit silly in the end, but I'm sure what 1win doing there was perfectly fine. It's just great shots from Sparrow to close it out.
Again, though, just absolutely mad. And Wisła look a little bit more awake, a little bit more used to what 1win are going to want to go for. Snatchy opens into this round. Player drops down into the alley, and Flamey will indeed meet his maker pretty early. Of course, just the pistols here, so they're hoping for a kill or two, but the round itself, no. AWP's going to be dropped. There's a player up short pretty quickly that they've got to be aware of, and now they actually are. The AWP could start to do some damage if they're not careful.
Second time, isn't it, against the pistols that we've seen Wisła get aggressive and give away a gun. Granted, they didn't really get the hands on it last time at top mid, but yeah, I think a little bit overzealous, especially considering this buy, barely anything, and it was confirmed with that first kill up towards suicide. So Wisła dancing with the devil a little bit, and I guess the question from here is, can 1win find any openings with this AWP?
"45 seconds. I mean, if they find Jedka, get the bomb down, I'm sure they'll be pretty happy with that. Great little flash over the top. And the space is there. Return flash is not fantastic. He's traded after 1. Player out towards long. This is where the AWP comes in handy, of course. try and go for it. Not quite meeting the mark. You know, Glowing, I suppose, not used to handling the AWP in T-side situations. But either way, bomb's gone down, and Deco in a sneaky spot. They are all split on the CT side. Not totally out of the question. Nice return flashes coming in. Deco going to lose out. Goofy going to lose out. Now just the AWP of Glowing, and this would be quite something. Gets one, but that's it. Damage is there. Bomb plants in. They can be happy. However, it is Wisła starting to really run away with this first half.
Yeah, but they've given up a lot of kind of economic... the word is resilience, I guess, in terms of later in the half, in terms of building up some cash. Unnecessary from Snatchy at the start. He dies, gives them the AWP, and honestly, a little bit of a crazy afterplant from 1win. Maybe they should have played together, but nonetheless... done a lot of economic damage. Bomb plant as well is going to do good for their buy in this one. And there might be a few rounds down, but they can still get a decent T-haul out of this one as long as they don't panic now and keep finding these openings.
Alright. 1win with a bit of work, a bit of time taken. Early peeking towards long, he's very late. And the utility usage here from Wisła is just absolutely brilliant. Makes it very difficult for him to go for any kind of a peek. Doesn't go down, but Travis, you know, not really finding too much. Spiro going to eat a nade here. Doesn't find a kill on his way in. So the chaos has not started yet, but it certainly feels like it's brewing.
Really slow round from 1win, which is surprising because Travis could have called so easily that there had to be so many numbers towards long. There were so many nades flying at him. And they've actually let Wisła kind of reposition, still kind of holding on to short of the utility. And now they're thinking about playing in towards mid. So 1win have burnt a lot of the clock and not got much map control to show for it so far. It's only mid, and soon they'll clear short, which should be fairly easy, but you've let Wisła get very comfortable here on the CT side.
Nice little flash over towards short. Keep an eye on that one for your matchmaking games and your pugs. No one around, though, of course. Short control given across. Your Vanguard smokes. Shout out. Gonna get both of them. I don't know. I think that one's for CT, so... is it a full commit? It is indeed, at least on the smoke. So we'll see here maybe drop a player down, trying to get a distraction out from long. Snatchy is indeed distracted away, but still sort of keeping his eyes on it. The flash is brilliant, though, so doesn't mind that he's distracted away. Long flank coming in. This is what they're waiting for. Glowing does get one. The short player is going to fall. Long covered off as soon as he shows himself as well. And just Echo saving the AWP. Will be able to do so successfully, but Wisła running rings around him at the minute.
Yeah, really running out of time there, and it kind of calls back to what I was mentioning at the start of 1win had all the information, they just didn't react. They took it so slow getting in towards short that it was kind of a nice idea. They faked the Vanguard smokes, as you mentioned, on short. They're trying to walk out long, but it just felt like once it went sub 30 seconds, everyone just starts panicking. Everyone starts running in and getting overzealous, and that's just a fault of bad time management, and the players maybe even were right to try and force something and speed up a little bit, but needs to be a little bit more composed when you're trying to, you know, pull a rotation and then find a gap and walk players in. So 1win a bit of work to do, and certainly on the gun rounds, they've really struggled to find any gap or any opening on this CT side.
Big style. Which feels very strange because, you know, 1win you'd expect really good position after the first map, and this map suits them down to the ground. You'd feel like they wouldn't really have trouble with that. Yeah, here we are. Gonna give short another go. Much less utility this time. Big nade coming in. Huge onto Flamey. And of course, Glowing now becomes one tappable. All five of them.
No flashes.
One short.
Snatchy's going to get some shots here, man, if they commit out. No flashes to force him back.
Yeah, really, really worrying stuff. 35 seconds left. Or, yep, just as that smoke goes down. But what is that shot from Glowing in his ear? Barely his head, I would say, video game. But there you are. Flamey going to get wall banged in return. So some crazy shots coming out from both sides of the equation. Glowing keeps on going with his entries. And they had looked to take the bomb back towards B or something, holding for the flank. Not quite sure. Glowing going to spot out one. And it's Jedka finding the player out on short. 1win. Going down again. That looked good. Where's the bomb gone, for goodness sake?
That was absolute madness. This trade kill was absolutely sensational, and there would be no opportunity. Did Travis DC? I think he DC'd with the bomb.
Right.
Oh, that's devastating. He DC'd with the bomb in that corner on short. You can see it still on your mini-map. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Oh, that's an absolute kick in the teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly a bit of a tilter that they're just going to have to stomach, really.
Yeah, we had one of those. A nice
Yeah.
DC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It happens. And the nature of the beast, and especially it would have to be in a round where Glowing's had a bit of a life round, as they say. Massive, massive entries on towards A, and it's the player with the bloody bomb, for goodness sake.
Yeah, if it'd been anyone else, at least they get a bomb plant, you know, and they can buy here. That is devastating for it to happen so late in the round. And of course, for those that don't know of the rule sets, if it happens early on, I'm not sure the exact rules we're using here, but it tends to be the first kind of 30 seconds of the round, or the first damage, before the first damage is taken, you can just call a stop and it's fine, but clearly then it was way too late, and not a lot else to say. Just super unfortunate. On the Wisła side of things, what is going wrong for them in this game? Even when they're making mistakes, they're holding it back, and on the gun rounds, they're just stalling out 1win so much. They're having to late exec every single round into pretty dire straits.
Well, we'll see. They do have all their players back. The Hood just taking a bit of time to catch up. The B rush coming in, testing out B. How does it look? Sobol, good for one. Blind as a bat. Somehow ends up with 3. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness, I thought he was dead to rights after that first. 3-on-2 here then. Bowstar going to have to do a lot of the work. Still always tough to get in. The AWP retrieved for 2. Bowstar looking for more. The panicked no-scopes from both sides of the equation. But somehow nobody goes down. It's actually the only one left against 2 with the AWP. It is so tough. So tough. He's got a kit. They maybe don't have the money, but he's just feeling himself. He's looking to try and find something. As the bomb gets further on, though, he knows that it's just not going to happen for him, right? Bowstar trying to get in there with the flash and take him down. Won't happen. He will save, but 1win, brute force a second.
Yeah, this series hasn't made any sense so far. And that round was the ultimate example. The 3K from Sobel, whilst in dire situation. That flash caught him reasonably badly. And he still finds 3 frags. And what on earth was this? No scope on the second. Shooting away, trying to find the third. As crikey, we've had quite the spectacle today, Scrib. What is going on?
Don't know, mate. To be honest, it's all very confusing. Yeah. First game of the season, I guess. They're really playing crazy. I think Ancient had a few rounds like it feels like every round on Dust2's been that way, and no waiting here. 1win, right back to it. Not going to full send off that flash though. So Spero somehow A, staying alive, and B, not finding a frag of his own. Minute and 15 here, 1win. Definitely looking a bit more confident now, aren't they?
A little bit of swagger to their stride. This mid setup from the CTs. Sparrow's in the corner. Jedka finds the first, and they have no idea about Sparrow, so they come for a second bite of the apple. He's ready and waiting, finds the first. Traded in the end. Jedka doesn't need to take this duel, and again, they're overzealous. 3 players die immediately. in a great situation. Oh, Wisła, if they lose this round and let the 1-win slip into this T side, that was not a great display.
Star should have this one as well. He's said that B's clear. Now, Flamey does need to be careful on the cross. He's waiting. Yeah, Star going to fully clear things, make sure we're all good. Snatchy, first in the 1-on-3 here. But it's all timing, isn't it? No one at double doors, surely not. Just have to bank on the fact. And there is. So he'll get taken down. That, unfortunately, is the nature of the B bomb site post plants. It's one of the things I think maybe some people miss, is the fact that the site itself very hard to get into because it's just all choke points wherever you go. But also, player at mid, super patient. Eventually, you have to commit to B and leave mid alone as a CT, and this is what happens. He finds the perfect timing, and he'll walk out and just easily take you down. So, B bomb site retakes, pretty challenging.
This map's now on for 1-win. Map is definitely on. They've broken that CT money so badly. The investment in the next is not going to be good at all. They could glass on Snatchy, but he'd have nothing else. Unless he can find a couple frags here on the pistol. Has found kind of a sneaky position in towards suicide, but Flamey seems well aware that another player is in attendance. And Snatchy indeed goes down. So just Sobel, left alone. He'll be rooted out soon enough as 1-win after what has been a very troublesome first half. They're going to get up to 4 and have some money in the bank. Given the CT bias on this map, they could be on their way to a very decent T-side still from this.
Possible. Yeah, very possible indeed. Taking their time as well. Really not giving Sobol anything at all. Not a chance. And retrieving the USPs, I guess, as trophies of their kills or something. So, yeah. You're happy to do damage, I guess. 1 kill is nice. Maybe would have liked a bit more, of course, but you'll take the 1 kill. But like you say, definitely on. Oh, leg lands early on in this round as well. Really scary. Travis going to get flashed out. It's all a little late, but he's still ahead of things and ends up being not blind. That's kind of the RNG that you're working on out towards long. Am I going to be blind as I turn around or not? And, well, he isn't. His opponent is. Perfectly timed. 1-win. Finding the first. Tag player still in play. Surely they get themselves a 5th here.
It's a good setup on long still, and there's no corner smoke, so thankfully the flash does the work for him. B push is, I guess, a decent idea from the situation, but he is caught out. Smoke's now landing on the cross, and surely Sparrow and Snatchy already thinking about the save. As that long take worked brilliantly. Wisła only had 2 to take it themselves, and the style 1-win used without a corner smoke makes it a little bit harder to read. They commit to the take. There's only 2 on that CT side, and there were just too many players to deal with. And they get swarmed.
There goes the AWP as well. Maybe everyone. Spiro does trade. AK in hand. Going to leave the AWP because he knows that that's what they're going to be after. But even then, info's coming in. Crunch is coming in. And he will be finished. So not a single player surviving. Few deagles into this next round you'd expect. 1-win closing the gap massively. Again, it's similar. Ancient took them a bit of time to get going on their T side. I think they came into Dust2 here with the more ancient approach that they'd figured out, where it was like, let's take our time, played a bit slower. But now that they've just started sending it and, you know, working on the fundamentals, the spacing, the aggression, the mechanical prowess that they believe they have, it's been looking really good. So, again, they've switched it up, not massively, but it seems to be working.
4 out B. Glowing on the lurk, finds 2. Bomb's going to get planted, so it's pretty clean at the moment, and honestly, given that we're at the very latter end of the half and this T-side money, it's not going to matter. Even if they lose numbers from here, but I guess the frags, the stats, they're nice. At least now they got an AK to try and deny being saved. Completely hot-footing it over towards long. They know what's up. They should find the frags, and it can be 1 win up to 6. And even was it 7-1? Was that the scoreline that we had at one point? I think that rings a bell. From that
Maybe
position,
it's been 8-1, you know. I'll have a look.
it could have been.
Yeah, 8-1.
Christ, yeah. Could have been an absolute lockdown, couldn't it, from Wisła? And it was, I can't quite remember. It was the round where they went up 5-on-3 or something, wasn't it? And then got overzealous. That's what kind of caused all of this. Their money got broken, and suddenly 1 winner right back in this half. And if they can make it up to 7, considering how troublesome this has been, that will be a pretty monstrous recovery.
Well, 2 AWPs once again. Ooh. Vero with the fire makes it awkward, and he lands a difficult flick. Going to go down early, beautiful timing. Again, kind of recognizing, I think they have ultimately preferred short in a fair number of these rounds, at the very least early on. This is going to be hard.
I think Travis might have DC'd again.
Yes.
I'd be pretty surprised if he's holding the pixel angle to lower for the entire round. That would be...
there he goes.
That would be the ultimate. But again, the misfortune strikes. There's only a few players now committing out of short. And already they're thinking about backing away. It's too difficult to force it out. And maybe even save? It's just a horrible position.
Round 15, sir. Round 15.
What do you do from here? I guess they have to go for it.
Yeah. So ball, perfect angle to deal with this. And that's got to be it. Like, it doesn't matter. First star, you know, we'd say damage is cool, but he's not going to get it. And they will indeed find the 9th. So it's not as close as damn it, but relatively close for them to work with. Either way, hopefully, you know, Travis will be back by the time the second half gets kicked off. We might have a little bit more of an extended wait here, folks. We'll see. Nonetheless, 1 win recovering back a little bit. We'll see if they can get it done after the break. So, an unfortunate kind of end there, I suppose, for 1win with a little bit of a DC. But Wisła still deservedly so, getting the 9, looking strong. And we'll see whether they can keep it rolling into half number 2 here very quickly. Into the pistol we go as Wisła not wasting any time. Xbox smoke, presence up short. And then we'll see, I suppose. I was going to say, 2 of them are surely not going to commit with the bomb. So, just really looking to get some control early on.
Fake a bit of presence. Still got the 1 smoke, which can only assume is heading into that mid-B area. Sooner rather than later. Still got Jedgar in the tunnels. As Snatchy's still kind of conspiring to make a bit more noise. You see how they're working hard to fake this. Bomb goes onto the CT side of A. And it's going to be a B split. And it's all about if these B players put themselves out of position. But they're staying put. Nobody's looking at tunnels, though. And they're trying to fight from the window. And Jedgar comes in at the perfect time. Yeah. Didn't go brilliantly. And they see these A players are well out of here. It's going to be such an impossible retake from here.
Jedgar's just kind of, you know, look at me, guys. Focus on me, guys. There's no one near you. Don't worry about it. Only me. But yeah, 1win, I wouldn't say they necessarily had the read, but, you know, I think they had an idea that it was a fake, but still keeping A pretty strong. It was definitely the B players, right? We needed a bit more out of them at the end of the day, taking those wide swings again. That in the pistol, you do have a bit more license to do, but you possibly, I think one player gets goosh, the other player has to be like, okay, let's just turtle in and be like, I think it's B, guys. Wait for our homies to come rotate in, but they didn't really buy time for that.
Yeah, I think they wanted to fight into mid. I'm almost certain of it, because they're both jumping up into window. And that was kind of the one way that the fake did kind of work, is that it just, your kind of, your natural clock of when you're getting B split is a bit later, because you're relying on the A players to tell you it's a fake, you know what I mean? Rather than if you see the mid B smokes come in, you're immediately dialed in. You instantly make that decision that we need to start fighting mid. So, a little bit late. Day late and a dollar short, as Martin Brundle would say. Didn't quite work out. And now it's on the force buy from 1win, and it's not a must-win round this, but it would certainly make their CT campaign a heck of a lot easier if they could get the reset.
Double scouts, pretty deadly. And they're starting to move pressure away from B and in towards A. I think now we're going to spot it. Oh, this scout could be deadly. Deco, it's in the right hands. Kill, a tag.
Oh, no.
No more. Another tag coming in. Yep, starting to really crumble, isn't it? 2 kills. Mainly earned 3 in total, I would say, all because of Deco. And another tag to boot. And, you know, they've barely done a dent. Here comes the tags back, I guess. But he will eventually fall. It's just going to be Sobol against 5. And it doesn't really matter. Yeah, could get a couple here. Look at the HP bars. At the end of the day, he needs to win the round. Because the gap's going to close if he doesn't. And I don't think he's going to get it. Whew, nice little spray down. But he's a bit more vulnerable. Not impossible for a bomb plant, which would certainly help them out. So we'll see.
Sobel flashes himself in. Does find Flamey. You find the second. This is doable. This is on now. Bomb's going to get planted. Full HP up against 58 HP total. This is so doable, and it'll be massive.
Surely not. Already shaking my head in disbelief a little bit. Trying to get the distraction in. He wins the fight against a tunnel player, but Deco is there. He started it, and he will finish it. 4K comes in for him. Sobol answers in kind, but there was no one to support him, and it's good for Sobol. He denies away so many rifles and things that they could save to give even bigger of an injection. But again, as I said, I think they just want to win the force buy and get themselves this room that it gives now on the 1-win side of things. So they'll still be pretty happy. But, you know, there's again, maybe a few little issues that are already starting to rear their ugly heads on this CT side.
Yeah, I think you have to question the utility usage coming out of short there. And I am gobsmacked that Wisła is not forced here. Why would you save when you've been reset? Your loss bonus is... It's only 1900. So if you don't get a plant, you've got players on Galils, a bit of lacking utility. So that's a bit of a shock to me. And I guess in the 1-win camp, your route to 8 rounds just become a lot easier by virtue of the investment decision from Wisła.
Deco, crispy on the scout. Missing a fair few shots here on the orb, but it's all good. You know, the cover's here. And it is all a bait for them to overface into the orb. And he does eventually find one. But, you know, if there's any round to be missing some sitters, perhaps this is it. Nonetheless, over pretty quickly. We'll see Wisła. Yeah, they wanted to go for this sort of broken rifle buy. Gonna have to find something with it.
Here's the issue, though, with saving in a round like that is... 1-win has a good buy here. An AWP, M4 and an AK. And you've just given them a round against a full eco. So as long as they save here, at least a couple players, their buy in the next is good. And we're looking at Wisła saying... You've already dumped every single flashbang you had to get this long control. You've got a couple smokes, but because of the choice to save and the lack of money, you're already running low on utility, and you have to cross on the first set of smokes. You can't get blocked.
Well, here we go, looking for the cross smokes, pretty close to them as well, so it's going to be a quick attack here on towards the A-bomb site, which they don't look too ready for. Oh, no. Sobor catches one, nearly catching a second. Gap in the smoke as well. Goofy going to find Deco. And, you know, we talked about the simple Counter-Strike. That's about as simple as it gets, to be honest. The long push with them up close, ready to burst. 1-win, like I said, just not ready.
They need to save. They need to save right now. There's no hope.
They're giving you a false sense, aren't they? Because bomb's not down yet. That's the one thing that they've got is like bombs trapped in at Goose. But
if it's 20 seconds, sure, give it a try. But they've just thrown away a chance at a good buy in the next. Fairly sizable blunder, to be honest. And I was saying it, Wisła had to cross on the first set. They did it. They did the only thing they could, which was smoke and then immediately swing. And 1-win with the players that were not ready, and when they should have been, they should have known it was long by that point. They saw nothing mid, nothing B, and I think it was Travis who was the nearest on A. He needed to be ready to put down some utility, and he just got caught out of position.
Yeah. Happens from time to time, but it was certainly the move in that one. I think we both felt it, and probably people watching felt it, where you just got to move away and concede it. Glowing's having a bit of a game once again, I guess, but it's like this point. I get Fostar, he's trapped, I suppose. But the short players needed to save for sure.
They're gonna pause it. I guess they're discussing the buy because it's so borderline.
Yeah, it's doable, but hard, right? And they're in this weird position where Travis is maybe having a few issues. Fostar is definitely having some more mechanical issues. So, yeah, you want the rifles out, but it's like Glowing's still doing a lot of the heavy lifting in these rounds. So I guess what he says maybe goes at this point. If he wants to try and go for it and work around the boys, then maybe they'll have to give it a go. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I guess the real absence, though, is the AWP on Deco. And Ancient was fairly good from him. I would say probably Glowing was the ultimate standout there as well. But here so far in Dust2, I think he's really struggled to have impact. And with the lack of utility, they've decided 4 players towards long is on the card for 1-win. So many players here, and the nades, what nades did have, work perfectly. An instant 5-on-3, and Wisła now scrambling for ideas of what to do.
Really solid holdout towards long. I mean, we saw pretty keen battles from both sides, to be honest with you. And generally, Wisła were looking good on their CT side with it. They try and brute force themselves. Not going to happen. Going for a double pump, as is the norm. You get the long control, and then you just leave one player in towards pit. And his job becomes info and staying alive. Flamey's pretty low, but he has done that. Now Travis is back around to help. I don't quite know if it's a lurk or a full attack. Oh, nice move, though. Leave the pit player alone. Who cares? He can't see us without a full commit. He's going to get caught eventually. That is a lovely exchange. Really, really nice. Sobol finding 2 and evening things back up.
Round has slowed right down. Sparrow is still in an awesome position in mid. And Faust, I don't think you saw him. He just jump spotted, tried to see mid, and Sparrow probably spotted the barrel, if not the player, and capitalizes instantly. And 1 win. They just about scrape out 1 round. But look at the money here for them. It is awful. And Deco, I guess he has to save from this position as Wisła, by virtue of this round, of Streets are a long way ahead. Is he actually going to go for this? Is a one-on-one on the bomb site? No way.
This is weird. There's nowhere Snatchy is. Snatchy trying to get the timing, and Will knows it well. Thank goodness. Because that could have got very weird. Again, though, you know, it's a tough round to be losing. Like, this is just such a clean advantage. And I think there maybe comes a point as well where, you know, you've got this little bit of a long exchange. You possibly just have to leave the bit player to grab the info
you do.
And let him do whatever happens, you know.
That's the other... You have the one aspect in CS of when you're in a great position, not over-forcing it. And you kind of have the opposite of when a player is, you know, in a position where helping them is too much. You know, you're exposed too much, you're giving away other map control. You have to just say, bro, just take some jewels and try and find another frag. We're going to retain our other good positions because it's just not worth it. And as you mentioned, maybe that was a case of when you see so much long and they've only got 3 players, let him take jewels and we'll play into cat instead and retain a good positional advantage. And yeah, they decided to try and help him and it didn't work out. And ultimately it's got Wisła up to 13 and a route back into this series.
That's part of it as well, isn't it? You know, where it maybe comes down to the philosophy of the team. They're happier to take the fights, I think, than they are to maybe play, again, that sort of highest percentage move. So it's definitely curious that maybe another team in that kind of scenario would foresee that it's like, right, we just have to concede. Rather than let me use my, you know, my brute force rather than my head kind of thing.
Brains over brawn. That's what we want to see.
Yeah. I think that's always what we're after. It's easier a little bit for us, I suppose, when you're not in the moment. But all the same, it would be nice to see 1 win kind of go for it. At the same time, brawn works as well. You know, you just hold mouse 1 through a smoke and nearly get 2 kills for nothing. So you can see the argument that they make.
All right, where does that leave us then? Jedgar dinked by the look of it. He's essentially out of this round already. Maybe could do with getting that AWP off Snatchy and just posting up somewhere, maybe on the mid-cross, and letting the other 3 work. They've chosen instead to just group up here towards Catwalk. Some nades being exchanged. And looking at the stance of 1 win. Double rifle here on the A bomb site. 1 car and glowing, 1 ramp in Deco. The AWP is actually on Flamey, glass cannon in tunnels. He's going to get information soon. And they're walking into these 3 players. They're set up fairly well. Bit of a long fake, and they're going to explode out. And actually, they've got a great timing here. It's only the 1 player in Deco that's actually in defense. He needs his teammates to get over really fast, and there's mollies all over the place. This is chaos. As Goofy's going to clear Goose. He's got the bomb, actually. Could get dropped in the open, but he's finding frags. 2 for Goofy, and now it's great positioning for the afterplant.
It's crazy, man. Some of the things they're getting away with in these rounds, absolutely mental. The mind boggles. It really, really does. Headshot fight here. Going to be a bit easier for Snatchy. He can readjust and move forwards. Flamey finds that lurker. But Travis can't really get anything in from long. And again, that... I mean, it's really well put together, right? And again, it's a beautiful exchange, just like the one in towards long in the previous round. But at the same time, you just feel like 1 winner in these unassailable positions until they're not. You know, Wisła proved that there is, in fact, a way back into these rounds against all the odds. So kind of crazy that they keep pulling this off.
Yeah, you have to say that that was a pretty clear-cut case of Wisła winning it with a nice little long fake, isolate the kind of 3-on-1 here against Deco. And I think towards the end there, One Win just had no utility. If they had some flashbangs, it would have worked amazingly. You just keep flashing Deco to re-peek, and they didn't have it. And now they're really staring down the barrel of a map defeat. Deco takes his long spawn. Fortunately, still has the AWP in play. But in terms of anything in reserve, there's no cash. If they lose this, it's a terrible buy up against 15. So One Win have a long road to claw this back, and it has to start here and now.
Gonna try their luck on B. Often where things can go a bit south for teams. Very, very slow on the upswing here, but again, going to keep it simple. Go for the execute, work their way in. Flamey the first. There's a second set up and ready. Beautiful spot for Fostar. Ran out of ammo. Dug for another weapon, so Snatchy at the very least is going to get the site itself. Fakes it out. Just maybe overthinking things ever so slightly. They don't necessarily need the money. And he comes close to finding another, but he was dead to rights, absolutely. Not going to get the bomb down, but like I say, they don't care. They're rich as hell.
Fostar doing work. His teammate takes all the contact and he's ready to capitalise as Snatchy's had a game of quick scopes. Found a couple there. But still, another buy coming out from Wisła. Their cash is starting to dwindle a lot here, and they're dropping flashbangs here for Sparrow to chain more on towards long. 5 players in the vicinity is glowing equally. Is taking space up mid. Look at the mini-map, Scrib. This is all over the place, and Glowing's in a great position in Suicide.
Madness kind of continues. Oh,
Why are you
an
peeking
overface
that?
from Flamey.
Honestly, I'm so mad.
Yeah.
You know they're long.
Yeah.
You've got an AWP in Deco who hasn't taken contact yet. Why would you... why... I can't... I can't handle it.
Yeah, I think the PTSD in places as well, maybe we could say. Glowing gonna find one out towards long, traded instantly, 4 on 3. And Wisła just do way better with the positions they're given, you know? One win. Again, it looked like things are okay. You survive the spamming and the spamming and the flashes, you know, everything that's coming over long. And you just get, yeah, an overface from Flamey that really does nothing at all. So Deco gonna burn. Just Travis against 4. Not even good for 1. 15 hits, 6 in a row to get it done in, and just looking absolutely like the better team.
Looking flat, and you know they'll definitely watch this back and see that the number of great positions One Win has been in. It's not like Wisła has come onto this T side and completely steamrolled and found every entry kill and, you know, just rolled onto the bomb sites. There's been so many 3v4 wins or even scenarios or places where One Win had good positioning or man advantages, and they've made the mistakes, and every single time Wisła just trading well and playing together have just capitalized on every single occasion. And as you said, Wisła, simply put, are just playing better Team Counter-Strike right now.
Ooh. And maybe mechanically so as well. Spiro with a nice opener onto Deco. But this is sometimes the thing. You play a bit more of a one-track kind of style. The individuals are also lacking a little bit in places, I would say. So Wisła capitalizing on that as well. But definitely some of the reads in these rounds have been absolutely massive. Travis, a couple kills for him. 3 on 3 coming through. And again, Wisła in a weird situation, got to figure it out type deal. They've done very well with that so far this game. See whether they can do it once more to get the win.
Long is on the cards. I guess they saw players towards kind of mid and catwalk, so do the numbers. Surely Long is going to be lesser defended. Looking at the mini-map. Travis is all alone. Gets peeked. Moves his positioning to that kind of short plant position, and his teammates are on their heels, and they need to kill the short player before he swings out, or Travis is going to be dead. Glowing falls. Travis somehow finds that frag on towards catwalk, but that's going to be map over. And we're going to a third.